Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the beautiful predictions suggest Thomas Forrester is a prime candidate to be the Forrester family member swept up in an air crisis on the CBS soap. Based on a hint in a recent episode, air travel might not be safe on the company jet. But why Thomas? So far, the CBS soap keeps Thomas Forrester at bay with his life now overseas. But that's not cutting it anymore for fans of the CBS soap. They need a new storyline that adds some zing to his time away from Lay. But preferably, they script a storyline that brings Thomas back soon. Then last week, Captain Due Stevens, the pilot of the Forrester Creations jet, showed up looking unraveled. So this could work as a hint of an air disaster looming on the CBS soap. Sure, Dr. Finn gave him a good bill of health after his exam, but the guy seemed wound up tighter than a drum. That said, this is B and B, and there's a reason they popped Captain Stevens into an episode looking so unhinged. So, he could be part of the next plot of nail-biting drama for the Forrester family. Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, is supposedly living his best life on another continent. But fans can take just so much of those good reports from his sister and mother. Bold and beautiful viewers want to know why he hasn't returned home. So hearing about him living his best life grows old, and its shelf life is about to expire for fans. If they don't plan to bring Thomas back anytime soon for a storyline, maybe they will at least offer a meaty mystery. One that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats until he returns. Bold and the beautiful threw Captain Due Stevens, Tom Arnold, back into the mix for a reason. So maybe they can use him to spin a mystery for the Forrester son, like going down in the company plane. This wouldn't be the first time that Thomas endured a plane crash. Years ago, Thomas and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, found themselves on a deserted island due to a plane crash. After eating some berries that caused them to hallucinate, Brooke worried that she had done the deed with Thomas. Captain Stevens popped up again on B and B. But this time he suffers from all kinds of imaginary ailments in his head. He saw Finn as his doctor, who gives him a clean bill of health. But before Dr. John Finnegan, Tanner Novlan, was able to get his words out last week on Bold and the Beautiful, the guy was spastic. His anxiety level went sky high as he anticipated his blood work reports. He acted as if he knew something was ailing him, but according to Finn, that's not the case. However, just watching his distress level from his nerves might make any potential air traveler uneasy if he happened to sit in the pilot's seat. So, the soap may have wanted viewers to see him in this condition, paving the way for an air disaster with the unhinged pilot. He looks like a candidate for coronary with such a high level of stress. Or he could wig out in the cockpit, although he said he is always on top of his game in the pilot's seat. So, what if they put Thomas on the FC jet for the trip home to Lay, and it goes missing? Once the aircraft falls off the radar, they would likely presume the plane went down. Then, they would probably assume all on board are dead. A plot like this would create a dramatic mystery for Bold and the Beautiful. But, when the soap is ready to bring Thomas Forrester back, he is suddenly rescued. Maybe they would have Thomas and the captain survive on a deserted island or a snow-covered mountaintop. This plot would let Bold and the Beautiful keep Thomas in storage for as long as they want until they script a rescue. Then, at the same time, the Forrester son won't fade away for the viewers. This way, he will always be in the back of the fans' minds and leave them hoping for a rescue. Thomas Forrester's eventual return would offer a lot of bang for the buck for the soap's drama. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers offer nothing about Thomas Forrester's fate on the show, or even when he's coming back to the screen. Thomas could return to the screen as a plane crash survivor after he was given up for dead. Maybe he finds a lot of life happened while he was gone. Perhaps even Paris Buckingham, Diamond White, moves on with another man. Or the soap could have Captain Stevens pilot the jet taking Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Missinswood, and Finn on a much-needed second honeymoon when disaster strikes. That said, the canvas is wide open for anyone in the Forrester family or their employees to hop on a flight for pleasure or work. Then, maybe the pilot gives the CBS soap a missing plane mystery with at least one Forrester family member on the flight. Hey, this is B&B, so anything is possible, even a repeated plane crash for Thomas Forrester. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, few things are off limits. From secret affairs and stolen babies to shocking resurrections and sudden amnesia, the long-running soap opera is never shy about pushing the dramatic envelope. But what if the next jaw-dropping twist involves none other than Thomas Forrester, and a plane crash that leaves more questions than answers? Thomas Forrester has spent the past few months towing the line between redemption and relapse. After years of manipulation, obsession, and moments of madness, he's been on a more stable path. His role at Forrester Creations has been secure, his relationship with his son Douglas on solid ground, and his dynamic with Hope Logan unusually calm, if still emotionally charged. But fans know better than to expect peace to last in Los Angeles. Sources close to the fictional fashion house suggest that Thomas is scheduled for a high-stakes business trip to Europe, a solo trip to represent Forrester Creations at an exclusive fashion summit in Milan. It's the perfect opportunity for him to step into a leadership role and earn the respect he's been craving. However, things take a dark turn when the plane carrying Thomas suddenly goes off radar somewhere over the Atlantic. News breaks quickly in Los Angeles. There's been a possible crash. No wreckage has been found. No survivors confirmed. And worst of all, no communication. Thomas Forrester is missing. Back home, the news hits Hope Logan like a freight train. Despite everything, there's a lingering connection between her and Thomas. They recently shared a moment, perhaps a kiss, a confession, a glance that meant too much. Now, with Thomas possibly gone, she's left drowning in guilt, haunted by what-ifs and all the things she didn't say. Brooke urges her daughter to move on, to be strong for Douglas, but Hope can't stop thinking that maybe, just maybe, Thomas is still alive. Could she be the only one who truly believes he's not gone? Ridge Forrester is devastated. The last conversation he had with Thomas was an argument. Typical father-son stuff, about pressure, expectations, and the legacy of Forrester Creations. Now, with his son potentially lost forever, Ridge spirals. He lashes out at everyone, especially the airline, the authorities, and even the family, for not appreciating Thomas when he was alive. But Ridge also starts digging. Something doesn't add up. The plane wasn't one the company normally used. The pilot was a last-minute replacement. And there are whispers, unconfirmed but intriguing, that Thomas may not have been alone on that plane. Steffi Forrester isn't one to buy into conspiracy theories, unless the facts start pointing in that direction. With her brother missing, she becomes obsessed with uncovering the truth, and what she finds is disturbing. A deleted security camera feed. A witness who claims to have seen Thomas arguing with someone before boarding. And then there's the sudden disappearance of a lesser-known rival designer who had a long-standing. Is it possible that the plane crash wasn't an accident? Could someone have orchestrated it to eliminate Thoma? It's not impossible. Soap fans have seen it before, and Thomas has the brains, resources, and motive to pull it off. Maybe he needed a clean slate. Maybe he felt trapped by the expectations of his family, the complications with Hope, the shadows of his past. Imagine the reveal. Several months from now, Hope is walking through a bustling European city, Rome, Paris, Barcelona, and sees a man on the street who looks just like Thomas. Their eyes meet. He disappears into the crowd. She follows. And suddenly, she's thrust into a dangerous game of secrets, love, and betrayal. Don't underestimate Douglas. He's more intuitive than most of the adults in his life, and maybe he knows more than he's letting on. Perhaps Thomas left behind a clue, a hidden letter, a drawing, a cryptic message that doesn't make sense yet. Could Douglas be the one who ultimately leads everyone to the truth? Let's throw another log on this fire. Sheila Carter. She's been quiet lately. Too quiet. What if she had a hand in this? Maybe she forged documents, manipulated flight plans, or even blackmailed Thomas into disappearing. Sheila always has an agenda. Could Thomas be a pawn in her latest scheme? Whether it's 6 weeks or 6 months, Thomas will return. This much is certain. But he won't be the same man. Perhaps he's found new purpose, or perhaps he's fallen into darker habits. Maybe he's been working undercover, trying to bring down a secret threat to Forrester Creations. Or maybe he's simply out for revenge against those who doubted him. His re-entry into lay society will be nothing short of explosive. Think press conference. Think unannounced arrival at a runway show. Think stunned silence followed by chaos. Thomas's disappearance and eventual return will have ripple effects throughout every major storyline. Hope will have to confront her feelings head-on. Liam will be forced to reckon with a rival he thought was gone forever. And the balance of power at Forrester Creations will shift dramatically. Will Thomas finally get the respect he's always craved? Or will his choices cost him everything? Whether Thomas is truly missing, secretly alive, or the orchestrator of his own disappearance, one thing is clear. The Bold and the Beautiful is gearing up for one of its most intense arcs in recent memory. This storyline has the potential to redefine characters, break hearts, and blur the lines between hero and villain. So grab your popcorn, set your DVRs, and get ready, because if Thomas Forrester did go down in a plane crash, you better believe he's rising from the ashes.